Something's not right. Okay. What the Great. There I am. Hello. I have some food coming. How are we doing, chat? What's popping, gamers? My stomach is upset with me right now, and I don't know why. I mean, it's probably because I haven't eaten much today. So, I am ordering food. I am cold. I'm tired. I recorded a video today. I've been working all day. I just got done recording Pottertog with bugs. What if Matt Walsh is secretly Eggman? He does not have the riz or the creativity for that. Also, Eggman is a noted feminist. And that's true. That's canon. I need to teach my stomach a lesson? Yes. I also reorganized my background, y'all. Hope everybody notices and enjoys it. Eggman canonically based. True. Unfortunately true. Map would have to be smart for that. What would seriously help? I am the Eggman. That's what. See, I don't know about no walrus cuckoo. Yeah, I do have my shadow plushie back there. I have a shadow plushie, and then also I just got this because I saw it and I had to have it. This is a Lego Cyclone, which for those who don't know is Tails' mech in Sonic Adventure 2. And this is the exact, like, building this, I kept hearing the sounds you hear in the mech levels, which is just like beep 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 beep. Like it's just that nonstop in the mech levels. But it's an adorable little Lego Tails mech. Yeah, no, you got it. Glitchy Bun, you got it. It is adorable. I love it. And I just reorganized some of my other stuff. I brought down Destroya and put up King Ghidorah. My King Ghidorah I have back there. It's time to rotate some old stuff in. Oh, somebody asked what my shirt said. Just to give you a better look at it. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. Hello. Hello. Lick, lick, lick. Yes. 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 Hey, Cheeseval. Base shirt for real. All right. I'm just waiting. I have the food should be. Oh, god damn it. I'll still be a couple more minutes. Does it fly? It does. Yeah, it specifically has a mode, so it's actually really cute. All right, now I will get Tails back off the shelf because you can. So it has these wheels on the back of the legs, so that you literally can put it in the like flying position from the games, and it will roll. And it also has underneath even a little like area that shows it's flying, like a little what's the word I'm looking for, jet engine that's all lit up. It's a really great, if they make an Eggman mech of that, I'm getting it. I've got I don't get a lot of Lego sets, but I've really liked a lot of the Sonic sets, and I think I have most of the main cast actually. I don't have any Amy, but I have, and a lot of them are packed away from the move. But I had the Shadow on a bike one. I have the I actually built the Eggman mech on stream. I think I still have that. I don't think I sold that. Thank you, Morningstar Option. Do I like Urban Legends, the movie? Yeah, I like Urban Legends. Do you have opinions about Justin Trudeau resigning? I have not still looked into that, actually. I meant to, and then I've completely forgotten, and I have been... Ooh, you know what? Give me a Dark Chow with that Eggman mech. I'll raise you one better. They need to make the Dark Chow mech. From Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, from the multiplayer mode, they had the Chow mechs. They need to make one of those in Lego. Mr. Bender, help. My girlfriend left me and refuses to tell me what an egg is. Oh, boy. Did she leave you because she called you an egg? Because that might be a... Do I have the Rouge one? I have the Rouge and Knuckles one. Yeah. The one with Knuckles and Rouge and the Master Emerald. Yeah. Alice Ann, thank you very much. This is after pretty much a full day too, because I've been I did my makeup at like, it's almost 6 for me right now. I did my makeup at around 11 to record. And yeah, recorded a video that will hopefully be out Friday. Let me actually look up the Justin Trudeau thing real quick. All right, my food is heading my way. Prime Minister. Okay, so it was a essentially what it seems like is that Trudeau was broadly unpopular, and that by resigning he's giving his party a more of a fighting chance in the coming election, which like I have a hard time really finding fault with, I guess. Mr. Bender, thank you for $5. Just a joke, my girlfriend is trans, though. It's been an awakening to my pansexuality. You've helped me... Oh, thank you. You've helped me embrace myself as queer. I'm glad to hear it. Quill Penniless, thank you for 3 months. Also, my therapist called me by my chosen name for the first time today. Congrats! I hope that feels good. I am still debating starting to go by a chosen name. Also, Steph is pretty. Thank you very much for 7 months. By the way, everybody, right now, because I had to take basically a week off because I was sick, any donations, any subscriptions are especially appreciated at the moment. I don't need the makeup. Thank you. I disagree, but I appreciate it. MAGA zombies invading Sonic is complete cringe. Oh, no, see, Matt Walsh, dog. Come on now. Matt Walsh, dog. Hey. Hey, stop. No. 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 Do you want to go to kitchen? That's how you get put in the kitchen. History of being confused by what dudes are considered attractive. First time I saw Jason Momoa, I thought women would find him too intense. I mean, like, not every woman finds Jason Momoa attractive. Like, there is one of the most interesting things about. Am I far away? Yes, I'm very far away from the fire. I'm not in California. I don't live in LA. McDonger, thank you very much. I just got my hair done, and I am very excited to have this look out in DC for the inauguration. Yeah, I did see the Lobo thing. That's as a very, very, very fair weather Lobo fan, that's good casting. That's like seeing how he had so much rip roaring fun in Aquaman. Like, yeah, that's good casting. Unfortunately, I live in hell, Los Angeles. I hope you are safe and all of your family and loved ones are staying safe because it's fucking rough. No, Karsten, I am not going undercover at the inauguration. I'm gonna be there as me. All right, I will be right back. My food has arrived, and then we will get started. Plug. Okie dokie, chat. I'm back. Don't worry. I have returned. Ugh. Tubian 323. Craig Googly Moogly looking fine as hell. Thank you. Yeah, fuck. I saw the Andrew Tate stuff we'll have to talk about too. Yeah. Which is like, Jesus Christ. Elon Musk bruv party. All right, let me like, if it seems like I'm not up to date on any of this stuff and I'm kind of diving in for the first time, so much has been happening, and pretty much every time there's an event or something is announced or somebody makes an announcement or a speech or whatever, I look at it, go, fucking of course. Like, yes, of course this would happen. And I don't look into it anymore because it causes me too much stress. And also I've been busy with other videos. I have 2 videos I'm working on right now. But okay, let's tell you what. We have a video before Matt Walsh fights Sonic. I have a video I'm gonna throw on to react to while I can munch down a little bit on my thingamabob, on my quesadilla, and then we'll go into the Tate thing. That fucking scumfuck piece of shit. Oh yeah, somebody asking, the commenting cat, got any clues on what it'll be for those 2 videos? Yeah, the video coming this Friday will be on AI. It's kind of a deep dive investigative piece I did on the AI infestation happening on the PlayStation 5 store right now. And then the video coming next week is another deep dive investigative piece into the Bible-themed Magic the Gathering knockoff Redemption, the trading card game. And both of those are very cool and fun, and they've been really nice to just have something that's not so deep and dark, but still like I can make it kind of fun and funny. So I hope everybody's looking forward to those. I think those are going to be really good. All right, this person has 600,000 subscribers. Stay gold. Hi Jordan, so nice to see you. Hope you've been doing good. I've been doing better. I've been doing much. I think people can already tell I'm doing much better than even the other day when I was sick. I'm so much better.
Do politics belong in gaming? Do you want to hear about activism in gaming? Would you like to hear about politics in gaming? Well, sucks to be you, because politics are in everything. So many games you've played have political elements woven into them. A lot of people, myself included, have expressed a sentiment that they don't want to see politics in their games. Understandably, many others have responded with, politics are everywhere, and all art is political.
I don't like real-life problems in politics in my games and shows. Guys, all art is a reflection of the human experience in one way or another. Human issues inspire some of the best art, especially video games. Star Wars, Mass Effect, Final Fantasy, Persona, Halo, God of War, The Last of Us all tackle inherent...
So that I get what they're saying there, but that is for anybody wondering, how do I tackle this issue of politics in games? That's the wrong way to do it. The issue is not that there are human issues and sometimes those are political. That has very little to do with it. The issue that when people say everything is political, what they mean is that art is inextricably linked to the artists who make it. And those artists are invariably influenced by the time, place, and political climate of where they come from and when they make art. I talk about Francisco Goya. If you haven't seen the Synthetic Man video I did, I went on a whole tangent about Francisco Goya, who, if you don't know Francisco Goya, phenomenal painter. You actually probably know some of his work from the black paintings. But Goya started out very differently than how his style ended up. His style was literally changed as he witnessed the rise and fall of an empire and saw war firsthand and what it did to people and how it changed people. Like, it is the archetypical example of somebody's art being changed by the political climate they live in. But when people talk about like Star Wars as an example, Star Wars was influenced by Lucas seeing Vietnam. Like, he's talked about the rebels being an analog to the Viet Cong. He has talked about the Palpatine seizure of power in the prequel trilogy being analogous to the war in Iraq. It's not coincidence that those movies were also made around those political developments, you see? So it has less to do with a person having political beliefs and more to do with politics influence artists. And invariably, inextricably. And if anybody, here's one of my favorite parts. If an artist ever makes a piece, like, cause you'll see it every now and then where dipshit chuds will make they'll make a picture of, like, here's a hot chick with her tits out or whatever, and be like, oh yeah, how is this art political? It's like, by you explicitly trying to make a piece of art that's not political, guess what you've done? You've been influenced by a political climate, my friend. It's a losing game. You can't escape it. Humorous, thank you for $10. The reason so many people in this country do not enjoy trans or gay people is that they don't know how to actually address you. They are the ones that are confused. Ghostly Artist, thank you for $2. I burnt myself on hot glue. I'm sorry. Do you want me to kiss it better? Yoshi is pretty fucked up. Like Yoshi! That Yoshi? Ba-dum! Oh, I joined right at hot chick with her tits out. What's happening? Nightmares. Yeah, Darth Vader. Well, Bruce Magnuson, Darth Vader's helmet looks like a Wiremox helmet. Darth Vader's helmet is meant more to look like a feudal samurai. Like, that was the very intentional, like, thing that, God, I forget the artist's name. Ralph McQuarrie was inspired by with Vader, was the feudal samurai in the arch. Like, that it creates, that's why it has that kind of slit down the back. But also, stormtroopers are fucking called stormtroopers. Like, it's not a fucking mystery what Lucas was influenced by. No, we haven't talked about Matt Walsh. Genuine question, why are art spaces so dominated by queer and trans people? I don't know if they're dominated. I think there is a strong link, and this is a personal opinion because I know it doesn't have like facts and studies, whatever, to bear it out, but I think just my anecdotal evidence, my own personal lived experience, I think there's a strong link between queer and trans people and neurodivergent people. And I think in those spaces, there is a lot of room for thinking outside the box, thinking creatively, trying to think in artistic terms, and then also being fixated on forming talents like art, like drawing, like film, having these hobbies that can turn into occupations and stuff like that. So I think it all just kind of is wrapped together in that. I don't necessarily think it's like, all these trans people are being lifted up in the art community. I think it's like more people who are artistic are gonna be more open-minded about things. Anyway, I'm gonna eat my food and hopefully it calms my tummy down.
Political issues or deeply human problems. If this is such an issue for you, you might as well just not play anything.
So it made me wonder, are we being unreasonable? What do people really mean when they say they don't want politics in their video games or in their movies? This isn't the first time this discussion has come up, but the recent instance was sparked by the Helldivers 2 creative director when he made this tweet. He starts off by saying, with 10 minutes to 2025, what are your expectations and desires for the next Arrowhead game will be? Or for what the next Arrowhead game will be. He continued by saying, I'm working on the high concept, but I'd love to hear your speculation. He has good vibes. And someone said immediately, never add DEI to your games. To which he replied, if it doesn't add to the game experience, it detracts. And games should be a pure pursuit of amazing moments. A poster named Drew then replied to Pilestead saying, how would DEI have benefited Helldivers 2? To which Pilestead replied, I don't like labels, but mankind is united in its extreme xenophobia on Super Earth. Hashtag inclusion. So maybe that's DEI? I really don't care. Make good games, don't make a contemporary political statement. And oh boy, this really got certain people going. But what he said here is understandable, and you can tell this guy doesn't want to divide people, he just wants there to be good games. He didn't make that tweet to get people fighting. He literally asked them about something completely unrelated to this. I think he was smart to stay neutral because that's exactly what you want to do when it comes to your audience and the consumers buying your product. But then you have the flaming, aggravated people coming through, like this poster who said, this is such a weird statement, and of course Grums is using this as a win for his...
Airbagged! We love Airbagged! Sorry, I was in the middle of chewing. That's my moot. That's moot, everybody. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go, chat.
Side when he led a harassment campaign against your community managers last year, to which people are claiming that this person is a lot like Grums, who initially, when he started out, was just trying to defend the integrity of gaming. At least that's how it begun. And you can see that people are tired of us. Wow, I just now got this comment. Repent for lying, Jesus loves you. At first, I was like, why is this person putting this stupid Christianity thing in here? It has nothing to do with the conversation, and I see who it is, and I'm like, oh. I get it. But yeah, you do have people piling on.
This video is yet another reminder. 600,000 subscribers. That sometimes I don't need to spend as much time as I do polishing shit because some people apparently just don't care.
Pilestead and attacking his statement while he's trying to be as professional as possible, it seems. Someone says, God, you're so fucking spineless. Interesting. So moving on, people like this claim that it's weird that he'll say that DEI detracts from and doesn't add to the game experience and say that anti-DEI is bigotry. And they continued by saying you made a contemporary political statement when you made Helldivers 2. You can make good games and contemporary political statements. All art is political. What's with all the different flags that people have by their... It's very distracting. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's like a calling card or something? I don't know.
If you don't know what the Palestine flag means, and I'm willing to bet she's being purposefully obtuse, or the trans flag, I seriously don't know what business you think you have talking about politics in any fashion, in games or outside of games. We're just gonna throw that out there.
There's like so many of them. But anyway, see, there's another one. What is that? LGBT and something else. But anyway, the person above said, good media often makes contemporary political statements. 2 examples. Politics are inextricably, can't speak today. Politics are inextricably woven into the fabric of Star Trek. Why can't I speak? Do it. Let's try it again with my mouth not freaking flying off my face.
Girly Pop, you choose how to edit this video. You could just cut that out. You don't need that in there.
Good media often makes contemporary it's the freaking colors of the freaking whatever. It's thinking out my mind, man. Let's hide it. Okay, there we go. Concentrate. I get distracted easily. I'm sorry. Good media often makes contemporary political statements. Two examples. Politics are inextricably woven into the fabric of Starship Troopers and your own game, Johan. So anyway, aside from that, it didn't take long before this whole thing devolved into insults and people hurling their proverbial shit at each other. Well, like the creative director said, discussions and discourse are actually good for society, particularly when they're productive. So I decided to take a deeper look into politics in gaming, rather the subject matter, and why people are so anti-politics in gaming now, especially when they weren't before, and what exactly makes the right way to incorporate politics versus the wrong way. So the first thing I want to say is politics have always had a place in video games and entertainment. It's nothing new, but there is a key difference between incorporating broader political themes and then shoehorning in the modern day politics that we see everywhere now. It's not that politics themselves are bad, because a lot of the time they often add depth and they create these really good stories or narratives, and of course they spark conversation. Games like BioShock, Fallout, or even Metal Gear Solid are great examples of this. They use political themes to build rich worlds and explore complex ideas without dragging the players out of the experience of the game.
So, let me get this straight. Because you're purposefully addressing all the good things that can come from putting politics in art. Exploration of these very human themes. Being able to give depth and breadth to this world. Bringing up different questions about humanity and how people live. So I'm dying to know how you think approaching those topics regarding queer people, people of color, DEI, or social justice will change that. I'm very curious, because I'm willing to bet that she's going to be like, well, it's because it's shoving your agenda in. As if BioShock, as if Metal Gear Solid, as if these other things she mentioned didn't tacitly have a point of view they took on the issues they were discussing. As if Hideo Kojima went into these games just being like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna write about this stuff, and I don't know, I don't have my mind made up on it. Is this good? Is this bad? Who knows? As if Hideo Kojima's right now just scribbled like, yeah, nuclear war is probably like okay if you think about it. Like if every country had their own walking nuclear weapon, that'd be like a fine thing probably. Like, girl, did you play the game?
But when people bring up the issue about politics, they're usually referring to present-day politics, which are often divisive, raw, and emotionally charged.
You've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
And why is this? Because it's too close to home, and anything too close to home ruins the immersion into escapism. If you just lost a loved one, or you just had a very bad breakup, and you lost...
What? Ruins the immersion into escapism. Irish CC, thank you for 100 bits. Is it good to invest hundreds of billions in a war crime spider instead of hospitals? Who knows? Who's to say? Who's to say? Hermit 999, thank you for super $2. What does shoving an agenda even mean at the end? It's like, it's ambiguous. It can mean kind of whatever they want it to mean at any given point. Brutus Magazine, thank you for $4.99. My girl just said your makeup is on point. Also, love you, babe. She can hear the TV. Oh, I should have read that. Also, love you, babe.
The love of your life. Would you want to watch romance movies or hear songs about people falling in love or see people kissing and hugging? While some people might want to do that, I think I speak for a lot of us.
That is such a fucking brain dead take. If you were going through a breakup, media shouldn't portray romance because you wouldn't want to see it. No, you would just seek out different art. Like, to have that be the cornerstone of your argument of why DEI and social justice themes or whatever shouldn't be in games is maybe the worst way to frame it, because the conclusion that you draw from that is, if you don't like it, just play something else. Carry on. Continue. Oh my goodness.
I want to be as far away from that as possible. The last thing we want to think about is what we lost or don't have, because the pain is still very raw.
It's fucking raw!
So then what do we do? Well, if you're like me, and I think a lot of people are, you bury yourself into your work, your art, you work out even harder, and try to keep yourself busy, anything to escape the feelings or reasons for why you're experiencing those feelings. People also turn to gaming and entertainment as a form of escapism, a way to step away from the stress and noise of real life, even if they haven't lost
Showing
anyone.
knack is
when
fucking
modern
crazy.
Politics are inserted too blatantly
Knack
into those
is
little
wild.
videos, it can break that immersion, and it makes it feel like the game or whatever entertainment that they're watching or consuming is preaching to them or taking sides, which alienates part of the audience. It stops being about the story or the world, and it starts feeling like an argument that you didn't ask to be a part of, something that you're trying to escape from or get away from, only to see it in your face again. Now, it's not to say that games shouldn't touch on sensitive topics or
Oh shit. You don't want what shoved in your face? The existence of black people? Like the only reason. Oh fuck, I forgot. I was muted. I said all that good stuff. Man, y'all couldn't hear it, but I was spitting. I was doing good. It's okay. It's fine. Knack 2 mentioned. Thank you very much. Wes for $5. All right, I'm gonna go get some water real quick.
challenge players' perspectives, but there is a big difference between weaving in timeless themes like fighting for freedom or the dangers of corruption or exploring morality and directly referencing today's heated issues that you're often knee-deep in and seeing everywhere you look in present day. When the latter happens, it can hurt the experience because instead of immersing yourself into this all other world, it's just beautiful and scintillating, you're just being pulled back into the chaos that you were trying to escape from in the first place. And that's what people mean when they say,
see, this shit bugs me. This fucking, like, this emphasis on escapism. You have to be escaping. Like, you really only view art as a method to escape from your day-to-day life. Is what I hear. Every time somebody's like, oh, it totally breaks immersion, totally breaks escapism. First off, if you are playing a video game, if you have any kind of respawning system, any kind of magic powers, any kind of ability that is superhuman, if you can take more than 2 bullets to the chest without dying, I don't want to hear about breaking immersion or escapism. Because when you sit down to play a game, you are making a deal with yourself that you are already going to what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Disbelief. God, what is it? What is it fucking called? Why can't I think of this? Suspension of disbelief. Jesus Christ, thank you. Like, it's that thing that, you know, like if you've ever played video games around like family or friends or anything. Excuse me, sorry. If you've ever played video games around like family or friends and they're like, oh, it's, you know, they're laughing at how like your action man can take 15 shots to the chest. And it's like, you don't think it's that funny because you've bought into what the video game is selling. How you approach the art, how you navigate the art of a video game is to buy into the suspension of disbelief, right? Now, if this is to be believed, where just seeing something that is from a modern social issue, just seeing a black person, just seeing a queer person is enough to break your immersion. Something that is, by the way, real. When you have already bought into a world of complete make-believe, again, what does that say about you? What does that say about the things you are willing to selectively block? God damn.
They don't want politics in their gaming. They mean modern day politics.
For me, that always matters more than any negative feedback, because I'm just like, normally the people who are negative about it's not for them. And I won't really stand for it, to be honest. I'm from the East End. Like, if y'all want to hit me up on social media and do some of that nonsense, like, go ahead and try. I'm not the one.
It's very telling how much she's very much dancing around what she's actually saying. Like, she's not coming out and saying, like, leftism or DEI politics or cultural Marxism or any of that bullshit. But then she'll have compilations like this and try and make Dustborn, a not very good game, look like scary propaganda. It kind of gives away the objective here, what you're actually doing.
The big thing about this game that is, I don't want to say grating, but it's wearing on me. And the big thing about this game that's wearing on me a little bit is the quality of the writing.
We saw this issue with Dragon Age the Veilguard. You can check out, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Check out his video. People hear these issues, preach them constantly no matter where they go. So when they turn to entertainment as an escape, they don't want those.
Again, this is just dog shit video making. Give me an example. Like, it's obvious that because you're literally pointing to other people's videos, it's obvious that you haven't actually played these games. Like, give me an example. You showed Duskborn and Dragon Age Veilguard, two games that people will not shut the fuck up about being the wokest, most forced DEI garbage ever. Then show me an example. It shouldn't be too fucking hard. There are scenes out there. Maybe she does. Maybe she does. I haven't finished the whole video.
Same present day problems thrown in their face in a game they're paying for. Even if a game presents issues that like parallel the current real world problems, as long as it doesn't actively and obviously reference modern day events, it's easier for players to feel removed from it. They can immerse themselves in someone else's lives or struggles of their character rather than being bombarded and reminded of their own in the real world. Now, remember the commenter who pointed out that Starship Troopers and Helldivers 2 were laden with politics? Technically, they're correct, but they're missing a key distinction. The politics.
Technically? Sure. Okay. RDY2810, thank you for $5. This escapism argument sounds exactly like Eric Cartman ranting about minorities and his water park. Unfortunately, not familiar. Well, not familiar with that one.
And Starship Troopers, or even in older shows like Star Trek and Helldivers 2, are abstract, satirical, and or often woven into the fictional world in a way that directly serves the story or it enhances the themes or the general themes of that story. These types of games and media don't preach or push players to take a specific stance on a real world at the moment issue. Instead, what they do is they use exaggerated scenarios like the militaristic governments, the societal conformity, or the ethics.
Yeah. Exaggerated scenarios like militaristic governments. Uh-huh. Hello, dog. Hello. Hello. I love you. I love you, Pooch.
Of war to provoke thought and enrich the story or the narrative of the game or movie or show or what have you. What many players did take issue with in modern day games isn't the presence of politics per se, but the way that contemporary real world political issues are sometimes or oftentimes, as you...
Oh, bullshit. This is the blanket they always like to use to cover their ass when they're like being blatantly xenophobic or racist or bigoted or whatever. It's like, oh no, we don't have a problem with, like, I don't have a problem with black people. I don't think they should be in like a modern game, you know? Like, I'm not racist, obviously. I just don't think, but like, let's unpack that a little bit. Because it usually kind of seems like you are. Kind of seems like you are.
You can see from the modern games presented to them. So when these issues are inserted way too bluntly, or they come across as them overtly being...
See, there it is. When the issues are put forward way too bluntly. It's what that fuck... Unbelievable. It's the thing Martin Luther King said about the man who decides when it is time for you to protest, for you to fight for your own rights. It's like, just don't do it too loud. Why? You said at the beginning, this politics in art is like not. However the fuck she said it, we're like, if you're going through a bad breakup, you don't want to watch romance. Okay. Not everybody is. Some people out there will want that. Some people out there will enjoy that. Some people out there will even seek it out. The thing that really pisses me off about this attitude about art is that I think it is low-key contributing to just the flattening, gelatinous, amorphous blob that is becoming modern art. And I don't mean like modern art isn't painting. I mean just like modern artistry, where you have more and more shit that is made for everybody. You know, we've seen it with Disney, where they can pick and choose and take little things out so they can ship it overseas, and they don't have to get it banned in China or Saudi Arabia or whatever. And it's attitudes like this where people cannot just look at something and go, it's not for me. I'm glad somebody else enjoys it. I don't. And just move the fuck on. Like people get so invested in the idea that they might not enjoy something somebody else does, and instead of just accepting that and trying to form their own taste, they seek out avenues to justify why that is. Never once just looking inside to be like, yeah, maybe I don't really fuck with this. I don't know why. It's okay. That's me with One Piece. I don't have anything particularly against it. I just don't fuck with it. No real reason. Again, I don't have anything against it. I don't have a reason not to like it, but I just look at it and I'm like, It does nothing for me. And that's okay. You're not seeing me going online being like, man, fuck One Piece. One Piece is dumbass, stupid bullshit. Now, there are things that I feel more passionately about. Things that I will say, man, this is some dumbass, stupid bullshit. Don't get me started on Christopher Nolan. Don't get me started, chat. Not going to go down that road. But I have my opinions like that. That's okay. They're not the overriding core of my personality and how I approach art, though. I don't base everything else I do. I'm not going... Okay, if I was like the cats out there making these DEI woke websites where you can catalog all the games that you play and be like, oh, is it woke? Is it based? Like we looked at on the last stream. I would be going out and making websites that were like, is this movie better than a Christopher Nolan movie? Is it worse than a Christopher Nolan movie? But who the fuck cares? Like, why would I spend all that time doing that? Why would I spend all that time ruminating on the things I don't like when there is so much art I have yet to experience? Art that could fill my soul with things I don't know, with emotions I haven't experienced, with colors and visions I have yet to imagine. And these dipshits would rather just spend time bitching and moaning about stuff they know is not for them. They go into these games, they buy these games knowing that they aren't going to like it because they made up their mind months beforehand. And instead of just moving the fuck on, seeking out something that will touch their soul, that will better their lives in some artistic way, they spend all their fucking time bitching about it. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, we have a number of super chats. I'll read those really quick. Broodmother, thank you very much for $13.99 Canadian. Hey Jordan, longtime viewer and fan, thank you. Just want to say I love your work. Thank you for being such an amazing voice for our community. Take care and lots of love from Canada. Thank you. Thank you very much. Brutus Magson, thank you for $1.99. Call of Duty had Oliver North do an ad for them. I think Ollie was in Ollie. I think Oliver North was in one of the fucking games, one of the later ones. Hey, Prosy Rosie. Spooky Pepper, sorry I'm late. It's okay, we're just getting to the Matt Walsh stuff. Someone spent time and energy on something, it's not a waste to critique it. But I'm not talking about critique. Like, what they're doing is not critique in service of art, right? They are not sitting down and going, you know what, here's why it didn't resonate with me. Here's why these characters didn't work together. Here's why. It's the difference between bitching and criticism. Is because artistic criticism is as old as time. And you've always had amazing works that get bad critiques. Because guess what? Critique is not subjective. No, wait, yes, it is subjective. Sorry, it's not objective. Oh, Gutter Gator. No, I was answering someone else. Oh, okay, you're good. You're good. All right, I am done with this. Well, originally I put that video on because I was eating food and I wanted something that I did not need to, like, pay super close attention to and debunk, and I could just let it play for a little bit, which is why I didn't really care to finish it. Ace E9000, wait, no, go back. Nope, we're going forward.
When a man becomes a father, he's called upon to make sacrifice.
I don't give a fuck. So, Matt Walsh. Asshole. Dipshit. Liar. Manipulator. Known spreader of false facts. Bad beard haver. There are many things you could say about Matt Walsh, but now you can add another to the list. Wrong about Sonic 3. Now, Matt Walsh has famously bad taste in films. You can go back and watch the video I did deep diving into him and his history of loving John Wayne movies, even bad ones. Mostly, almost all, not all bad ones. Mostly all bad ones. But bitching about things like Fast and Furious and anything that really gets in his craw. And then if you actually look into, if you ask yourself, which I did, I cataloged, if you haven't watched the Matt Walsh videos, go do that. If you ask yourself, hey, what does Matt Walsh like? Think of the most basic, boring white guy movie list for somebody born in late 80s through to the early thousands. It's that. There's some No Country for Old Men. There's some There Will Be Blood. There's some, I think, Saving Private Ryan. Like, he's a basic bitch. To nobody's surprise, he's a basic bitch. However, this was funny to me because he seemed to take a special glee in how much he hated the Sonic movie, Sonic 3, which, by the way, best movie of the trilogy, not particularly even close. And as somebody who's an just absolute curmudgeon everywhere it goes and is unable to enjoy any kind of whimsy, this doesn't surprise me at all, like, in the slightest. However, I am curious to what, like, I want to know what he thinks the anthropomorphic hedgehog movie was gonna be instead. And I'll be right back.
sacrifices for his family. And often these will be small sacrifices. Sometimes they'll be larger, though, more significant. And on even rarer occasion, the duties of fatherhood will require him to make the kind of sacrifice that, up to that moment, he would have thought himself incapable of making. These are the moments when a man must become a hero, when he must lay his very life on the line. And this may take many forms. Perhaps he's rushing into a burning building to rescue his child from the fire. Perhaps he has to pull his loved one away from the path of a speeding train.
See, he's being very funny here. This is what he's doing. This is Matt Walsh's brand of sardonic comedy. It's hysterical. It's also padding the runtime, you fuck. I'm sure there's also ads. Or maybe it's not. Oh, maybe it's just all the way through. Oh my goodness.
Because they've been tied to the tracks by bandits or whatever. Or most harrowing of all, he may be compelled by his paternal obligations to go to a movie theater and watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now, a man in that situation would, of course, much prefer to be engulfed in flames or hit by a speeding train, but that would be the coward's way out. He endures Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for the sake of his children, whom he loves. And over Christmas break, that is precisely the situation that I found myself in. Now, for the record, I'll say I greatly enjoyed most of the time that I spent with my wife and kids these past 2 weeks. We had a lot of fun together. We played football. We played outside. We shot BB guns. We played.
Do you think he's jealous that Edgy the Hedgy has a manlier voice than his? Probably. Humorous, thank you for $5. I never actually got into video games, but I can tell you this, the entire GOP and a great deal of the Democratic Party live in a delusional video game. God, I wish it were that simple.
Card games and board games. I completely wrecked my whole family in Monopoly 2 nights in a row. Wasn't even close. We took the kids ice skating. I was really ice skating. Fun. My wife and kids were left dumbstruck by my gracefulness and elegance on the ice. They didn't say that, but I know they were thinking it. These were all wonderful experiences, yet things took a rather distressing turn on the final Thursday of the break when my 8-year-old son and 5-year-old daughter asked me to take them to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And I did. God help me. I did. Now, before I offer my brief review of this thing that I hesitate to call a film, I must first acknowledge, in all fairness, I never saw Sonic the Hedgehog 1 or Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's possible that one cannot fully appreciate the narrative complexities of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
See, one of the things I brought up in my deep dive on Matt was that he is quite literally unable to take any subject seriously. And granted, I'll cede the point a little bit that he is ultimately talking about a movie about an anthropomorphic talking alien hedgehog and an evil anthropomorphic talking alien hedgehog. So understandable. But he's quite literally unable to approach any subject of criticism in a non-derisive manner. And it's very annoying. Like, I know he knows he's annoying and he thinks it's funny to be annoying because that's what he does. He's just like a shock jock for the rest of his life. But it's just like, exactly, Aurora Malinor. He wears a slight veneer of sarcasm like a shield from responsibility for his own words. Oh, God, my stomach is fucking killing me. Oof.
Without having seen the first 2 chapters in this epic hedgehog saga. Maybe the other 2 movies are works of staggering artistic genius that would elevate the 3rd installment and lend it the sort of context necessary for me to have appreciated it and enjoyed it instead of feeling like I was being waterboarded with high fructose corn syrup the whole time. But I doubt it. I mean, this is the kind of movie where Jim Carrey plays 2 characters. One is the evil villain, and the other is the evil villain's evil grandfather in old age makeup. And the 2...
Fucking put some respect on Dr. Gerald Robotnik. God damn it.
Break into an impromptu dance routine that makes no narrative sense, but...
It doesn't need to. It's fun. You fuck. God, he has no joy in his heart. It might have been that quesadilla. I don't think it was that quesadilla. I don't know. I just took a big swig of Pepto-Bismol. My tummy is fucking yelling at me about something, and I don't. Hey, who's to say? Maybe it's the fact that I haven't eaten today, except for that quesadilla and 2 energy drinks.
Lasts approximately 87 minutes. It's the kind of movie where those same characters before the dance routine actually look directly into the camera and explain that they're being played by the same actor.
No, they don't. They make a metatextual reference to the fact that they are just like an actor playing 2 characters in the same movie. Much like that. They don't explain. I literally think he does not get the joke. Media Breakdown, thank you for $4.99. He's trying so hard to be above it all, and bro, it's a Sonic movie. Like, he's determined to begrudge people for. That's the thing. That's a perfect way to put it. He's trying so hard to be above this PG movie for children, for kiddos. The PG movie about the anthropomorphic hedgehogs. I can't even believe it, y'all. Sonic has gone woke. The Eggman dance was peak cinema. When the Eggman dance started, okay, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was rolling my eyes. I was like, oh fuck, okay, this is a little cringe. The longer it went on, seeing the joy that Jim Carrey brought to it, how much fun he was obviously fucking having doing it. I'm sorry, like it's fucking enjoyable. It's fun. Who cares? It's just fun.
I must assume, and I think assume safely, that there is nothing in the other 2 films that would make this one any less obnoxious or horrifically stupid. Now, I'm not going to bother explaining the plot of this film in any detail. I wasn't tracking it that closely, to be honest. I was mostly fighting to stay awake. This is the kind of movie that bores you to the point of putting you to sleep, but also annoys you at the same time. It's kind of an odd combination to be both sleepy and deeply irritated.
Wrong. Icky the Flicky, thank you for $3.33. Hey, Aditi and pals, glad to see Toe Jam also is complaining about cartoon hedgehogs versus 2 Jim Carreys. As it truly seems to me like he's clinically allergic to fun. Yeah. Here's to calling out the show-offy slug guy on a Wednesday night. Thank you, Iki.
Simultaneously. As for the plot, I can only tell you that Sonic is the good hedgehog, which you may know. There's also an evil hedgehog voiced by Keanu Reeves, who, and I like Keanu Reeves, by the way, but like every other voice actor in this film and most voice actors in most children's films that have been made for the past 20 years, he has no talent as a voice actor and doesn't.
Bold fucking words from attempted voice actor and actor Matt Walsh. Bold words, my friend.
Understand how to act with just your voice. But he's famous, so that's good enough, I suppose.
Also, Keanu has a shit ton of voice acting experience. He voiced a character in Cyberpunk 2077. What the fuck are you talking about? Castavelt, thank you very much for 11 months. I saw Sonic 3 and the phrase, the star is gone, but the light is still there, hit me hard even 10 years after losing my mom. It's the Shakespearean quality they've given to Shadow and Sonic is the core, intelligently, like incredibly well crafted as the core of the film, is just unexpectedly awesome. Like, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I thought it was fucking rad.
So Sonic has to stop the evil hedgehog and his evil cohorts, that's the Jim Carrey dancing duo I mentioned earlier, from blowing up the world with a big laser. And, you know, this has been the evil plan of every evil villain in every blockbuster franchise film for the past 3 decades.
No, it has not. I know his bread and butter is just over exaggerating things, but like, I legit can't think of another movie in the last 30 years that has had a blockbuster film that has had a evil scientist pointing a space laser at the planet, and certainly not with the involvement of 2 anthropomorphic hedgehogs. Also, it's called the Eclipse Cannon, motherfucker.
It's a formula that this movie is not interested in deviating from. This is not the sort of movie that deviates from formulas.
Oh, Austin Powers, you're right.
If you're wondering,
right. Well, Austin Powers is
why
a
the evil
blockbuster,
hedgehog and the 2 Jim Carreys want to explode the world and murder 8 billion people in a cosmic blast that they will also die in, it's because the older Jim Carrey's granddaughter, I think, was killed, and now he wants to commit murder-suicide because life isn't worth living. Like, that's real. That's in the movie.
I don't understand why he finds that to be an unbelievable character motivation for the evil guy. By the way, the other Jim Carrey stops him, and so does Shadow, because they don't actually want that. Spoilers, I guess, for Sonic 3. Why is that the thing that you think is... Media breakdown. Thank you for $4.99. Doesn't even get to the layer of Keanu, an actor who loves motorcycles, voicing a character famous for riding motorcycles. This movie rules. The fucking, like, when Shadow first appears and he fucking is riding a motorcycle and kicks a gun up to his hand and cocks the man. I'm sorry. That's peak. That's peak. That's peak to me.
He actually declares his suicidal intention as well. Now, if that seems like weirdly bleak and dark for a kid's movie where the characters bust out impromptu dance routines and randomly break the fourth wall and constantly speak in internet lingo from 2019, there's a lot of that, by the way. Just as one example, at one point, Jim Carrey says, "Damn you, autocorrect." If it seems weirdly bleak and dark for that kind of movie.
Autocorrect is an ever-present scourge, Matt. What fucking world do you live in? What?
It's because it is. This is a movie, like so many kids' movies these days, that schizophrenically darts back and forth from being ironic to painfully self...
Oh, this is one of my favorite things. I love it when failed entertainers, failed writers, failed filmmakers, people in just the Daily Wire general orbit... You see this with Ben Shapiro too, where he'll critique something and they'll try to get like really incisive with how like the tone doesn't work, but it's like, no, actually, like, I think that's just you being busted. Like, again, we were just talking about how not all art needs to be for all people. That's totally fine. But a majority of people who went to see this movie thought it was great. All the Sonic fans who went to see this movie, casual fans who went to see this movie, were totally able to keep up with the emotional plot beats. And it doesn't speak well for you that you're saying all this with such authority, Matt, yet you admit to not really caring or investing that much, which doesn't surprise me because you think you're above fucking everything.
Serious to goofy to earnest and so on and so on. It doesn't try to smooth over these tonal transitions with good writing or performances. The writing is just terrible, and the performances are atrocious across the board.
Here's another thing that they like to do is that they can never really pull out specifics on why is the writing terrible, Matt? Give me an example of what you think terrible writing is. I would be very curious to know, buddy.
Instead, it just flings it all against the wall haphazardly, because these are all bullet points that the movie studio knows it has to hit. Because this movie, again, like so many kids' movies these days, is not the fulfillment of anyone's creative vision. It is just the product of a corporate algorithm. It is
adorable. Adorable, Matt. Literally could not be further from the truth. Like, watching this, and I'm not saying that this isn't like a corporate film, it absolutely is, but watching Sonic 3, and especially compared to Mufasa, is like night and day, where Mufasa might as well have been made by fucking AI, as much of a slop as that movie is. Sonic 3 could only have been made by somebody who had a deep and abiding love for a 20-plus-year-old Dreamcast game, who wanted to see that brought to the screen faithfully. Like, Just because you don't get it doesn't mean there wasn't a fucking vision here, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I saw the vision, Matt. I saw on an IMAX screen Shadow the Hedgehog flying through space with Crush 40 playing. There was a creative vision, okay? I saw it. I was there.
It was loud and ugly and obnoxious and disjointed because nobody who made the film actually cared about making a good film. And they have absolutely no respect for their audience. I mean, this movie could have been made by AI. We are at a point. If they start making movies with AI,
motherfuckers stealing my shit. I wasn't paying attention to movies where you can. All right, now I know some Sonic fans got his ass in the comments. I'm almost done with this.
We would not know the difference because they've effectively been doing that for 20 years now. Now, you might respond here, as many people on Twitter did after I gave a very brief review of this film in a tweet on the site a few days ago. You might respond that, well, this movie isn't for me. It's for kids. Well, first of all, tell that to the other people in the theater with us. I can tell you that my kids were by far the youngest people in attendance. There were multiple groups of adults. Just adults, no kids.
It's because some people actually enjoy things, you joyless fuck. It's amazing how he can look at that and be like, God, there's a lot of adults here at this movie that I'm just writing off and denigrating because it's only for kids. And look, far be it for me to be like, oh, you know, kids media is art too. But like you can enjoy a wide variety. You can enjoy a breadth of art. There's so much of it out there. I can go see Sonic 3, and then I think it was either the day before or the day after I finished reading James Joyce's Dubliners. Like, you can have a wide variety. He doesn't seem to get that because he's the kind of dick who's like, oh, there's big boy art and then there's everything else. And if it's not serious and good culture art, then blah, blah, blah. He's the kind of person who would look at like a Jackson Pollock painting and be like, well, that's not real art. Blah, blah, blah.
Whole groups of them who bought tickets to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Also, tell it to the multiple grown adults.
Yeah, I got a Shadow the Hedgehog plushie I got back there. I bought it at the theater. Greg the Moviegoer, thank you for subscribing. Cassafelt, thank you for 100 biddies. Sonic 3 played Crush 40 while 2 Super Saiyan hedgehogs destroy robots in space. If I said this to a normal exec, they would shit themselves to death. Yeah, like, the things that needed to happen for that movie to recreate so much of Sonic Adventure 2 faithfully, banooners, badonkers, insane.
Who got angry at me on Twitter for not liking the movie. The funny thing is that a lot of those same people say, well, it's not for you, it's for kids. Why are you getting so upset about it then? Why are you tearfully defending him?
Tearfully? I don't know about tearfully. Matt, why are you so upset about it then? All right, yeah, let me...
Movie that you claim is not for you either. In fact, one person told me that my negative comments had upset, and I'm repeating this phrase verbatim, had upset the, quote, Sonic community. Now, those are not kids who identify themselves as members of the Sonic community. My 8-year-old loves Sonic, but he's not on Twitter furiously defending the Sonic community from its detractors. So I agree that these kinds of movies are for kids, but I am not the one who needs to be told that, okay? Second, and this is most important, and it shouldn't need to be explained, but really it does, and that's really my only point here. It is possible to make a children's movie that, although it's for children, is still a good...
High Low Bets, what do we want to think he thinks is a good kids movie? $5 says it's something from when he was a kid. If he gives an example at all, it would be some old ass shit that is he grew up and so he has nostalgia for because everything else is beneath him. Like, what do we think that he's gonna say is a good kids movie? Because I can't picture anything honestly in the last 20 years that he would like. Unless he's gonna start shilling some fucking Daily Wire bent key bullshit.
High quality piece of art. I don't hate children's movies just because they're for children. Quite the opposite. As a father of 6, I've watched many, many children's movies. Okay, I've watched way more than the average person because I have so many kids.
Come on.
And I greatly appreciate the good ones. A few nights ago, just as an example, we watched the movie Iron Giant with my kids, and that's
what I fucking say. What I fucking say. Like, Iron Giant is 20 plus years old, bro. What did I say? What did I fucking say? Cassavelt, thank you for 400. Oh my goodness. Okay, last thing here. In American Psycho, there's an extended sequence where the protagonist has an emotional breakdown over a business card. What is this movie made for children, etc., etc., etc.? Oh, also Watership Down, Secret of Nim, and Steven Universe, all high art. I mean, like you want to get into Don Bluth movies, like hand-drawn art and animation. What fucking? I was just watching something hand animated, and I was like, fuck, they don't fucking make them like this anymore. Black Cauldron. I watched The Black Cauldron the other day, which was one of my favorite movies as a kid. And I strangely, it's one of those movies that I watched so much as a kid that watching it again brings it all rushing back. And I have so much of it memorized, but like not even in a dialogue way, just like the noises memorized. It's like, for whatever reason, that and like The Phantom Menace are very much in that same league. But goddamn, just watching the fucking Black Cauldron, like, they don't make them like that anymore. God damn, and they should. Oh, love me some fucking Black Cauldron. Also, 0% chance he understands what the Iron Giant is about. Like, 0% chance.
It's an animated children's film. It's also well written, beautifully illustrated, brilliantly performed, tonally consistent. It's funny and heartwarming, and at points it's sad, but it works all of that in a way that feels natural to the story. It's a children's film, and it's also a great film, one that I can watch and also enjoy. Because as it turns out, children's movies are not just for children. They're for parents too, or at least they should be. Okay, if a kid's movie or kid's show is so grating and so dumb and so unpleasant that parents can't stand to be in the same room while it's on, that doesn't mean it's for kids. It isn't for kids. It isn't for anyone. It's just bad. And
wow. Brilliant, incisive commentary. Irish DC 95, thank you for 100 bits. The pitch for the Iron Giant was, what if a gun had a soul and it said I didn't want to be a gun? It was also, it's from Brad Bird, I believe, was the director. He was on the creative team for Iron Giant before The Incredibles. I do know that. I don't remember if he was the director. Wasn't he just whining about adults going to see the movie? Yeah. I see how it is, Matt. Consistency for thee, but not for me. All right. Oh! I understand why Gerald called humanity a failed experiment. He was on about you. Shit, son. Oh, they are roasting him. Kids deserve good movies. Dude, your kids deserve a better father. Anyone calling the Sonic movies children's movies is silly. They're family movies that anyone can enjoy. That's true. I'm 44 and I can't wait for Sonic 4. Wesley Skeen, I see you. I see you. So the deep theme of don't let your trauma define you and you're still responsible for your own actions went over your head. Do you hear the sizzle? Cause he's cooking. Really miss like the dislike button count. There is not a single fucking damn, they are fucking destroying him. I wasn't paying attention to the movie, so you made this video for nothing. Video summary. Matt tries really hard to criticize a movie, makes no actual criticism, and harps on a 2-minute joke scene, all to make himself more like a grown-up. Getting fucking dunked on by the bronies. 2025 barely even started. We already have our first clown here. Talk about misunderstanding the entirety of Sonic 3. No proper analysis or respect for the movie? I'm out of here. Sonic community's gonna have a field day with this one, says Nathaniel with the Sonic Abby. Let's fucking go. All right, what are the replies like? Probably not great. How is that different from the usual raging queers? Oh, hey, this dipshit comes to my comments all the time. Rhymer Legend, we know him. Mods, everybody remembers Rhymer Legend. What did he say? He said, that was my one main criticism, but I stinking love this movie. Ah! God, I can't believe we agree on something. Oh, Matt Walsh, you're no Maria. I'm a Sonic fan, a father, and right-leaning. Two of those things don't go with the other. If the movie wasn't for you, that's fine, but because there's things to criticize, but don't blame the movie for the fact that you got several story beats wrong and you clearly weren't paying attention. As of 2.3K likes, there are 7,500 very deserved dislikes. That was 13 hours ago. Let's go. Great. Great. Matt, not a Sonic fan. Nobody who made this film actually cared about making a good film. They have absolutely no respect for the audience. Sonic fans, this film is an excellent adaptation for one of our favorite storylines. Really makes us feel respected by the filmmakers. Matt has absolutely no idea what he's talking about here. The Sonic films are akin to Marvel fans finally receiving good movies and storylines featuring their favorite characters. Comic books were a thing for kids for so long. Those kids grew up and made those films, and more importantly, went to see the movies with their kids. No, it's not Shakespeare, but these films have a story to tell and positive messages under hood, which is more than I could say about the Mario movie, which was just characters wiggling on screen for 90 minutes, but that's an opinion for another comment section. Hey, he's fucking spitting. I didn't say it. He did, but that's true. That's real. Benny Julius, anybody hear about the fires in LA? OMG, I'm scared. Are you near LA? Ooh, Aaron W. Nichols, thank you for $5. First moon landing hoaxers, then raw milk drinkers, then the poor without health coverage, now Sonic fans. Matt, it's picking the worst fights these days. So true. Oh. All right, what else do we have here? I feel bad for your kids. They deserve a better father. Damn. 96% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. The Shadow the Hedgehog Avi coming for Matt. It's too dark and bleak. No crap. Play Sonic Adventure 2. Okay. I gotta do a Shadow voice. It's too dark and bleak. No crap. Play Sonic Adventure 2. Kids should be able to watch dark stuff as it shows them not everything's sunshine and rainbows. Live and learn, Goofy. Good shit. Good shit. Don't tell Matt the movie is based on the game. What? Santa. This might be the worst take of all time. I love it. I love it. That's good shit right there. All right, tummy. Now do Knuckles. I don't know if I could do Knuckles. I'd have to practice that one, I think. I have more practice doing Shadow. Far more practice doing Shadow. All right. Is the second one any good? I liked I think that the trilogy has gotten consistently better as it's gone on, if I'm honest. Did Sonic make anyone a furry? Many people. Many people. I kind of want to put on some of that. I don't would the Knuckles raps get me, would those get me copyright claims? I'm feeling that one. I have it stuck in my head now. I think it's the Oasis one. What's a furry? I have a great website for you. It's called Rule 34. Am I the only one? Deb, hello, Dead Domain. I love you, but like not in a weird way, like a sisterly Toa way. Thank you. Am I the only one who liked Sonic Spinball? No, I fuck with Sonic Spinball. What is? Yeah, that's the opening. That's the first level of Sonic Spinball, isn't it? The has that fucking sick ass bass line that comes in. I'm pretty sure. Toxic Caves. That filthy fucking Sega Genesis bass line. Fuck yes. Oh, it's so good. They're shutting down. Did they officially say they're shutting down Cartoon Network? Because I feel like they've been really edging around it. It doesn't look like they're officially shutting it down. The Sonic arm music makes you want to cry? Why? Because it's so fucking good? Everybody supersonic racing. Gotta get your feet right on the ground when you're supersonic racing. Come on. Come on. Supersonic racing is good. Ain't no time to mess around. Fuck. Oh, Sonic R's music is so good. It makes me cry because it slaps. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. Oh, it's happening next year. Cool. Cool. And you feel the sunshine. Da, 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 da. Hell yeah. All right, I wanted to look at. Let me see if. Am I a fan of the Addams Family? I like those the '90s movies. Bye, Pagan Man. Thank you for following. Aaron W. Nichols. Oh, I read that one. God, what if we just listen to? What if we just listen to our favorite Sonic music? If I did Starlight Speedway. No, what's the one from Sonic 1? The Starlight Zone? Is it Starlight Zone? Yeah, Starlight Zone. I think was it Sonic Generations that had a really good remix of that? I think it might have been this one. Oh, I do think it was the Starlight Speedway is the chill ass one I'm thinking of from Mania. God, Sonic Mania is so fucking good. Stardust Speedway. Sorry. Is this the super chill one or is it Act 2? I think it's Act 2 that's the super chill one. Yeah, no, this one. Fuck yeah. God damn, it's so fucking good. The key to a good, if you ever find yourself in the position of making a Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack, make sure it can double as a Tupac backing track. That's how you know you did it right. Yeah, Rezi, we just got done yelling at Matt Walsh about his opinion on Sonic 3, and people started bringing up Sonic music. Also, yeah, my shirt says, "Who's a good girl?" Oh, the Press Garden Zone is great. I love Press Garden. God, Mania is so fucking good. All right, I'll play one more. I think it's Lava Reef. Is it Act? I think Act 2 is the kick-ass one with the fucking the guitar. I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one. This is some like Miami Vice shit. This is some fucking cruising down the coast in a top-down 80s convertible with the sunset on the horizon. Like, listen to this shit. Oh, so fucking good. All right, you know what we gotta do? We gotta do one more, and then we'll go to the Trump news. One more. Y'all know what it is.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy. A graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkin in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back them up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying, you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It's very funny that Knuckles the Echidna has raps that basically just describe the gameplay of his levels. Very funny. Oh yeah, no. Somebody asking, this is a Sonic track? Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, I think it's only Knuckles. Rouge doesn't have it. It's all the Knuckles levels have their own uniquely themed raps that you just listen to on repeat when you're searching for this fuck-ass Chaos Emeralds. Media Breakdown, thank you for $4.99. Jordan looking extra cute today. And now shirt reveal. Damn, I forgot what I was annoyed about. Matt, who? Yeah, man, I do appreciate another very fun, again, like the passion that was put into this fucking game, or this movie, that canonically in the Sonic movies, Knuckles is afraid of ghosts, which is a very funny reference to the games as well, because he fights the King Boom Boo. It's not King Boo, that's Mario. It's the fuck in the pyramid he fights the ghost. Rogue Robot, thank you. Hey, okay, let's go. I need to see some. I've been searching for this fuck-ass Chaos Emeralds my entire life. Yeah, Rouge's stages are good too, but like, Sonic gets upbeat rock, Shadow gets grunge. I would say Shadow's probably more industrial, but I see what you're going for. Tails gets electronic music, Rouge gets jazz, etc. What does Robotnik get? I'm sure if I heard the Robotnik music for that first level, I'd be like, oh yeah, totally. But it's like, I just remember it's like vaguely orchestral or something. Huh. Have I finished Metaphor yet? Fuck no. I've been usually my standard operating procedure when I wake up in the morning is, if I don't have like an appointment or anything, I sit down, I take my pills, sit down, and I will try and play like games for an hour or two to kind of just get myself in a productive mindset. And that's been mostly, and usually an hour or less. I don't know, I said hour or two. Hour or less is mostly how I do now. And that's been most of my game playing for months. And so I am really trying to finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And I've kind of been talking about that. That game doesn't fucking end. Like, I love it. There's so much game. There's too much fucking game. And yeah, I'm ready to kind of be at the end. I'm on chapter 13 and I'm like, goddamn. But after that, I have been ticking away at Metaphor. I just finished the second dungeon in the second main town. And I'm on I'm waiting for the pathway to open up to the third main area. And I think last time I was playing, I was doing some side missions and objectives and stuff. But no, yeah, fucking Metaphor still goddamn good. Literal Laura, there's too much fucking gamer. Ancestors truly have blessed us. I think it's kind of a mixed bag because as I'm playing through it, there's so much content in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that is just completely ancillary. Like, I've gone through the entire game. I have not done a lot of the side missions. I have not done a lot of the alternate, like the objectives in the open world. And I feel like I am perfectly still leveled. I feel like I still have tons of good gear. Like, it's not like I'm like, you know what, if I had done those, it would have been better. I think I'm like fine. So I don't know. I hope, like, I like a good game, but I'm going on 60 hours in this motherfucker. Was the Sonic 3 soundtrack worth getting? No. If I'm being honest, I want them to come out with a... Let me take my headphones off for a second. What are you doing back there, dog? If I'm being honest, I want them to come out with a just a orchestral version of Live and Learn, because the one that they have on the soundtrack is just like, it's like 30 seconds long. Like, it's not a full version of the song, which is a bummer. Annie Lennox. Oh, stop it, you. Why am I so sexy? It's my curse. Benny Julius, honestly, there's so much shit going on, it makes my head spin. Fucking tell me about it. Tell me about it. All right, let's go into this dumbass bullshit. I have yet to see. I need something to just catch me up about this. Fuck you, Forbes. Fuck you, Forbes. Steve Forbes explains how President-elect Trump can actually acquire Greenland. Fuck you. Irish DC, thank you for 100 biddies. For people who don't know, Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, which includes Denmark in Europe and the Faroe Islands between Scotland and Iceland. Greenland has a devolved government, meaning that it is its own legislature, but are still subject to laws made in the Danish parliament, and those powers can be withdrawn. If it was the U.S., a state can have some autonomy, but a state government can be dissolved by Washington, D.C. at will. Yeah. That knows more about Greenland than I do, so taking your word for that. It's just like, it's so many people have noted that the likely reasons behind Trump wanting Greenland are mostly, while he said military strategy and battling China, a lot of it has to do with the fact that ice shelves are melting. And instead of doing anything to prevent that, people like Trump just want to buy the area that is going to have like less ice so they can move through for trade. Like, fuck, man. Fuck. Yeah, that's like, that shit really. Okay, let me see if this AP article does it. Oh no, the Greenland shit is real.
Why Greenland? What is it about this island, the world's largest island, with only 57,000 people on it? Most people will never step foot or even see Greenland. And yet, Greenland is the center of attention. Well, because it's this intersection of climate change, resources, economics, and geopolitics. So what does Greenland have? It doesn't have much people, 57,000. But what it does have buried underneath that ice, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, is a lot of oil, billions of barrels of oil, and trillions of cubic feet of natural gas. And even more important, it has rare earth elements that are needed for things in telecommunications, like your cell phones. Right now, we get much of that from China. Even more than oil, even more than gas and rare earth elements, Greenland has ice. Lots and lots of ice. A ridiculous amount of ice, one climate scientist told me. How much ice? It has more than 2,500 trillion tons of ice. It's losing more than 200, 300 tons of ice each year as it melts. And it's melting faster almost every year. And what happens is that's bad news for the rest of the planet. And even though you don't realize it, Greenland is determining your future climate, and your current weather. It's a gorgeous place. Having been there, there's this beauty and the whiteness and the barren, just remoteness. It's also just the focus.
So that is essentially the whole story. If you are asking yourself, fucking Greenland, because I feel for most people, unless you are a world traveler, unless you're into geology, unless you're keeping tabs on climate science, most people's last thought of Greenland was probably in middle school when somebody went, hey, do you ever wonder why Iceland is green and Greenland's full of ice? And you went, oh, that's funny. And you don't really think about Greenland much other than that. And so this bizarre hyperfixation he's had might strike you as odd. The reality is that it is highly strategic for what he wants his legacy to be, which is shit tons of oil, shit tons of natural gas, and mineral resources, things that also Canada is rich in. If you're wondering what the real reasons behind the Gulf of Mexico, where we have a shit ton of oil rigs, Canada and Greenland are, it's all resources. Because he and a lot of people like him view this as some sort of starting point and a war with China, a resource war with China for now. The horrifying part of this is that Greenland has been the canary in the coal mine for climate change for years. And climate scientists have been warning that when the ice shelves start melting, sea levels will begin to rise. Year after year, ice shelves continue to melt. Nobody is doing anything. As dire and horrible the consequences of Trump and the Christo-fascist, Christo-nationalist contingent that are going to use his presidency to get more power, as awful as that will be in America for the rights of minorities, queer people, trans people, women, anybody who isn't a straight white male, it is truly nothing compared to the existential threat that people like him, his cabinet, Elon Musk, every other one of those fucking billionaires pose to the planet with the things that they are trying to do. And unfortunately, might get done. It's also, I don't think it's any mistake that Elon Musk's intense proximity to Trump preceded these preoccupations. I don't think that one of the world's richest men, whose companies like SpaceX, Tesla, all thrive because they need rare earth minerals to create their machinery. I don't think that that is just a coincidence that Trump is now dead set on essentially colonizing, spreading the American empire to a place with untapped rare earth minerals. I don't think that's exactly conspiratorial thinking to even say that. I think the connections are pretty fucking easy to make. Like, guess what? Elon helps Trump buy the presidency. Trump helps keep Elon in his fucking gilded castle. It's deeply, deeply depressing to consider, if I'm being honest. All right, let me look at the what if America actually buys Greenland? God damn it. Because this is another. So this, again, there have been a number of events over the last couple days that have given me pause in approaching them. I wasn't really sure how or if I wanted to. Because a lot of things are very unpleasant to think about. One by one, each of these things I think we're able to take in stride, right? Like Trump getting reelected. Fucking sucks. Another 4 years. But the domino effect that it will have on culture cannot be understated at this point. If you have somebody in your life who is telling you, hey, it's not going to be that bad. Hey, not that much is going to change. They're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I apologize. If that's your mom, if that's your partner, whoever that is, they're wrong. You can tell because when they said that about Trump, oh, nothing's going to change. Guess what? It fucking did. COVID changed everything. COVID changed everything about government responses to pandemics. It changed the entire culture. It rewired millions of people's brains to stop believing in science. I need to also talk about, on that note, Danny saying there's not going to be a hot war unless these guys start going after each other's territories. Unfortunately, I think people like Trump are itching for a hot war. I think they are. I need to talk about the bird flu thing. Because this is horrifying. The way that the Biden administration has not been keeping a tab on bird flu. It has been spreading rampantly through farms, and at least in a couple cases, has now jumped to humans. For those who don't know, bird flu is not native to humans, but it can mutate and it can grow and evolve. Let me pull up I had an article from the Scientific American that I wanted to read over, and that will be a good... That'll be a good primer for what we're talking about here. Because here's the thing. Trump and his administration are more than just Trump. There are people like Elon Musk waging a war on truth and information in real time in front of us. And there are people like RFK Jr., fucking idiots, who don't know shit, who through nepotism and buying their way into social circles have managed to come into the reins of power over very necessary and important institutions that they seek to dismantle, like the Health and Human Services, HHS. From Scientific American, how the U.S. lost control of bird flu, setting the stage for another pandemic. As the bird flu virus moved into cows and people, sluggish federal action, deference to industry, and neglect for worker safety put the country at risk. Keith Polson's jaw dropped when farmers showed him images on their cell phones at the World Dairy Expo in Wisconsin in October. A livestock veterinarian at the University of Wisconsin, Polson had seen sick cows before with their noses dripping and utter slack, but the scale of the farmers' efforts to treat the sick cows stunned him. They showed videos of systems they built to hydrate hundreds of cattle at once. In 14-hour shifts, dairy workers pumped gallons of electrolyte-rich fluids into ailing cows through metal tubes inserted into the esophagus. It was like watching a field hospital on an active battlefront treating hundreds of wounded soldiers. Nearly a year into the first outbreak of the bird flu among cattle, the virus shows no signs of slowing. The U.S. government failed to eliminate the virus on dairy farms when it was confined to a handful of states by quickly identifying infecting cows and taking measures to keep their infections from spreading. Now, at least 860 herds across 16 states have tested positive. This is I don't want to read the whole thing because my throat, I don't think, can quite handle it. I'm still recovering a little bit from that. This is a great article to read through. If you want more information, it is incisively researched. But here's the real part. Oh no, COVID 2 will be COVID 2. Don't worry. Don't worry. We have other fucking diseases that are going to spread. Like don't worry about it. COVID's still a problem. The outbreak poses the threat of a pandemic. More than 60 people in the U.S. have been infected, mainly by cows or poultry, but cases could skyrocket if the virus evolves to spread efficiently from person to person. And the recent news of a person critically in Louisiana with bird flu shows that the virus can be dangerous. Just a few mutations could allow the bird flu to spread between people. Because viruses mutate within human and animal bodies, each infection is like the pull of a slot machine lever. And it has something like a 50% fatality rate, I believe. I don't know if that says it here. Was that here or different article? It has an insane mortality rate. Like, it is ridiculous. Yeah. So that's one thing that I need everybody to be aware of and prepare for. There are going to be people, I should be wearing masks more often. Everybody should be wearing masks more often. The idea that, because people will still say, oh, we're still in a pandemic. We are. We never got over it. And unfortunately, we probably never will. Yeah, there you go. Gordon Guy. CDC says about half of all cases result in death, which is far more than COVID. Yeah, Holcomb Break. We had established pandemic techniques, but Pumpkinhead defunded that department last time, and it's going to be worse this time. Because guess what? That's the deep state. That's communist. Dr. Fauci, he's a Chinese agent, is what they've been saying for years. Christ alive. So you have... All right, let's look at the ABC roundup really quick.
New tonight, the first human bird flu death in the U.S. was announced just hours ago in Louisiana. The CDC confirms a person in the hospital died from the virus.
ABC 10's Luke Clary has been following this outbreak for the past few months. And Luke, this comes as the ongoing avian flu outbreak has killed millions of birds around the world.
That's right, Laura. Millions of wild and domesticated birds have died in this outbreak. But this development is significant because it was the first time the virus has claimed a human life on U.S. soil.
Yeah, I can see your message,
Morningstar.
Morningstar.
The outbreak ravages flocks of birds and dairy cattle across the country. The first person to have a severe case of bird flu in the United States has died in Louisiana. The CDC says the patient was over the age of 65 and reportedly had underlying medical conditions. They were hospitalized after exposure to a combination of a backyard flock and wild birds.
Bird flu is capable of causing really serious disease and death, and we need to take it seriously.
Dr. Peter Chin Hong is a professor of medicine and infectious disease specialist at UC San Francisco. The first person to die of bird flu, it's alarming. What do we know about this person's case?
In a way, the person who died in Louisiana fits into that mold of somebody who does poorly even with regular flu. And with every viral infection like COVID, like influenza, time is money. So getting antivirals on board early, seeking medical attention early is going to be really important.
At Mather Park, 31 swans were found dead in early December. California Fish and Wildlife has confirmed they tested positive for bird flu. So we know that bird flu is here in Sacramento, where we have parks and wildlife and where some people keep backyard chickens.
Wild birds have bird flu in a pandemic-like fashion right now. They can make chickens, cats at home very sick. So be very, very careful. Wear PPE when you're interacting with sick birds, sick cats in particular.
The CDC said that genetic analysis suggested the bird flu virus had mutated inside the patient, which could have led to the more severe illness.
That place in which it can make that mutation is not far.
Somebody's saying, please tell me, you should repeat that in Twitch chat, saying, please tell me there are scientists actively creating vaccine for bird flu. The problem with that is that we have an incoming government that wants to, like, get rid of the polio vaccine. We have somebody like RFK Jr. who thinks that herd immunity is more valuable than a vaccine. Suck up on masks. When, and believe me, there will be waves. And there might not even be fucking ways to see it coming this time. But when it hits and when people start noticing it, you need to be masking. You need to be taking good care of your health. So that's one noxious infection spreading across the land. And you might be asking, well, Jordan, why would you say that there might not even be information on if there's a new pandemic coming out? Because like I've been talking about for the last couple weeks and now months since Trump's election, more and more big media companies, for fear of reprisal by Trump's administration, are going to start kowtowing. They're going to start acquiescing. What Mark Zuckerberg has done with Meta is just the first step of that.
We are learning this morning the big changes announced yesterday at Meta will not affect Facebook and Instagram in Canada. Not yet, anyway. But the huge news yesterday that Meta is ending its independent fact-checking program in the United States and turning to a community notes system that it's going to roll out worldwide at a later date. I want to bring in Marianne, who has more on the program itself. What are all the changes? What is driving these changes? And how is this going to work?
Well, when we talk about the timing of these changes right now, if you ask incoming President Donald Trump, he said that these changes are, quote, probably because of the threats and criticisms he's had about Meta and towards the chief executive, Mark Zuckerberg. But Zuckerberg took to social media in a statement saying that these third-party fact checkers on both Facebook and Instagram are too politically biased. That's what he said. So they're now being replaced by this community notes program, Heather, as you mentioned, which is
politically biased fact checkers likely means, now what Zuckerberg is saying here is trying to couch what's being done by saying, oh, it's just going to be more equitable. It's just going to be more fair for everybody. What I'm hearing is too many people were easily able to disprove conservative bullshit, and it's making us a target. So we're going to stop them from doing that. We're going to stop fact-checking. And instead, we're just going to let the fucking lies run free, I guess. As long as Daddy Trump doesn't fucking, like, sanction us or try and shut us down. What could go wrong? They said, thinking about the rampant rise in racist Nazi rhetoric on Twitter. This is what I'm talking about. The difference between now and the first wave of COVID is that a lot of companies, a lot of media still had a fairly reasonable expectation of what Trump could do or would do, in line with previous administrations. But now, people are afraid. They're afraid that there is a fucking Department of Government Efficiency that could make them lose their job if they're in the government. They're afraid that if they hire a black person or a queer person, they'll be sanctioned or sued because they're doing unfair DEI practices. This will be unfortunate about the reality moving forward, and I don't think people who weren't paying attention to Project 2025 don't really quite grasp this. The full enormity, the comprehensive scope of what Trump and his lackeys are trying to do. People are really, I think, starting to wake up just a little bit with the Greenland, Canada stuff. Because they're like, that's not Canada. We can't, can we? Are we gonna? No. Should we? Probably not, right? I mean, and I think more and more people are starting to realize the gravity of what's at stake here. How these people do not give a fuck anymore. Trump doesn't give a fuck anymore. Why would he? He has no reason. He has had no consequences for the shit he's done. And that's when he thought he was being sneaky. Now he's got all the cards up his sleeve. He's going into the game prepared to cheat. Yeah, and Meta just announced they're going to be making bot accounts themselves. So that's all. Again, all of this shit is related. I can only call to the interrelatedness of all these things so many times. But yeah, like you can't look at the shit happening with Meta and the proliferation of fake accounts, fake bots. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And not connect that to the climate through the ongoing scourge of AI, which another thing we are not fucking, let me really quick, now that we're done talking about the fact checking thing. I need people to see this. If y'all remember, one of the first goofy ass videos to come out with AI was Will Smith eating spaghetti. And everybody kind of looked at it and went, oh, that doesn't look anything like it. But it's kind of weird that it... Dog, seriously, stop. Knocking over my camera, goofball. It's kind of weird that it got, like, even that close, right? Like, that's not good. Now, that was last year. Or now, 2 years ago. That was 2023. So I want you to watch this and then watch how much closer AI has gotten in just the short time since.
Hey, Uncle Phil, come try this. Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
This part of my life is called being stupid.
The freshest spaghetti and meatballs of Bel Air. What? Yeah. The fucking mouth!
I don't give a fuck about that. Now, actually, I want to see the updated one because there was one that is from 8 days ago. Here's the one. So I want you to think about where we were, right, with the AI. I want you to think about how shitty and shoddy and surreal and unhuman that looked before. And in just 2 years, I want you to see the difference here. Oh, and this one has sound.
Yep, I'm still eating the spaghetti in 2025.
Sorry, give me 1 second. All right, sorry. So, like people in the comments or in the chat saying like, oh, it looks soulless, it looks bad. That's not the fucking point. The point is, in 2 years, it has gone from something completely unrecognizable to something that, in passing by, looks like real life. What do you think it's going to look like in 2 more years? With dipshits like Elon Musk in charge of parts of the government, calling the shots. People who benefit from AI. People who, again, thanks to attempting to acquire things like Greenland and Canada, will have even more access to even more rare earth minerals to make even more motherboards to keep cooking the fucking planet so they can make shit like this. It's fucking bleak, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It is fucking bleak. Oh, Christ. Like, And it all wraps together. It does. Yeah, Awaken Infinity. It'll be indistinguishable from real video. Reality will literally be subjective. Here's the true, like, you want to think about the true fucking nightmare is that everything else, outside of AI, everything else has been leading to that. Every other aspect of American culture, from the evangelical Christo-fascism slowly creeping into office, well, barreling forward at full speed now, to COVID denialism, vaccine denialism, Facebook moms, all this shit has spiderwebbed its way across culture. Spiderwebbed, woven its way through every tax bracket, through every demographic, so that you have your own subjective reality and you have an algorithm for every app you encounter, algorithms that feed you things all the time based on all your interests in other algorithms and all the things you buy. And you buy something on Amazon, you're going to get an ad on Instagram for something. And now all of these things will come together to continually reinforce each other ideologically. And at a certain point, it's all just going to be fucking slop. This is something I've had to, I've been getting into making magic proxies. And I actually, all right, give me 1 second. Actually, I'm going to go grab some of them because I made a bunch of magic proxies. I actually got them printed out and they look real good, and I'll be right back. But I promise this has a point. All right, so I've been buying some magic proxies, and the thing about proxies and magic is I made and printed off and sent them away to some nice printers to actually get them in like proper card format, proper card stock, so that they are completely indiscernible from a real magic card in terms of quality. And they fit perfectly in a deck. The reason why is because so many magic proxies use AI, and it is getting so much harder to tell because AI is now getting different styles. And so you cannot trust almost any proxy makers that they aren't using AI. Here is for people wondering like, oh, what kind of proxies do you make? Here is my Bionicle Toagali Ristic study that I made. And it is, as you can see, is in a perfect full art format. I have a bunch of them here. Let me show off some other sick ones I have. Here is my, ooh, yeah, this is a fun one. Here is my Holy Diver counterspell that I got. I'm a pretty big fan of that. I think that card turned out really gorgeously. Yeah, that one I'm very excited. I ordered a bunch of that one. I have a Motorhead Overkill Champion's Helm. That one I'm pretty happy about. Ozzy Ultimate Sin Dark Writ. That one turned out pretty great. That one's pretty cool. Here's some of the other ones I was really happy with. Oh, yes, my Solemn Simulacrum. I don't think I have any of the loose one here. Did I? Oh, no, I do. Okay. I have the Judas Priest Painkiller Lightning Greaves right here. That one came out pretty sick. Yeah, I did like, so I do them in kind of sets. So I did a set of heavy metal covers. Here's the Iron Maiden Lost Somewhere in Time Black Market Connections. Here's I did a nice version of I actually made this on stream. The Francisco Goya Dark Writ, because I have a lot of black decks. Here's my Toa Liwa Cultivate. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. Sorry. My Toa Kopaka Solemn Simulacrum is a pretty good one. I liked. And then one of my pièces de résistance, the Kanohi Soul Ring, which is original Toatahu promo art from the 2001 Bionicle run. And these, I got all of these, by the way, from Bionicle projects. Yeah, they turned out pretty damn good, if I do say so. And I have, if y'all want to see some more, give me 1 second. Let me go get my binder. I put some in a binder to maybe sell or trade to others. Sorry, y'all. I just got done Doom posting, so it's special interest time. Oh, yeah, that's a cool one. Here's this Abrade, which is the original like comic book art of Tahu, which is pretty good. I have a bunch of Lego ones made using classic Lego posters and art. Like here's a Vanquisher's banner with the like vintage castle Black Knight, which is pretty sick. And this is one of my favorite ones because I was pissed that I missed out on the Junji Ito set, so I made some of my own. This is one of my favorite cards, Parallel Lives, which gives you extra tokens. It's just a token doubler. But this is my Tomei Parallel Lives. And so, yeah. And they even have, I was even able to put the proper artist down at the bottom, so I'm able to say, do I have a support room in my Discord server? I mean, you can contact one of the mods. What do you need support with? Yeah, that's kind of it for the proxies. And the reason I want to show everybody really quick, the reason why I have to make them is minor content warning, by the way, for this. If you go to Etsy and you're like, hey, you know what? I think I want to trick out my deck a little bit. If you're a Magic player, you're a card player of any kind, you're like, I just want a little something, maybe something shiny, maybe something cool. I just want like a different commander. I have the card. I own the card. I just want to like look at something different. You can get a proxy. You can make your own. Or if you shit post a lot, will you get banned from my Discord? Probably not. There's a bunch of shit posters there. If you try, for example, to go onto Etsy and be like, hey, I wonder what other proxies people make, you'll be greeted with a endless sea of nightmares. For example, Lord of Pain. I can show Lord of Pain. It's not technically nudity. Yeah, all of these cards made with AI. That's where... Oh, no. This was a good one. What the fuck? What the hell? No, that's a good one I want. No, Lord of Pain. Yeah, so people make a shit ton of dog shit AI big titty waifu garbage and put them on Magic cards. Like, this stuff is fucking everywhere, and it gets worse. It gets worse. No, this one is Tasteful Artistry. This one's actually from a non-AI outlet. But, like, as you can probably see here, just a lot of people, just a lot of girls with the biggest tits in the world. That one's not. Here's a Sholdred that's just an Ahagao face. That's all it is. This is the shit that people want on the internet more. This is the kind of shit. Like, I want you to think about the hard work I had to put into the proxies I made. And then this fucking garbage. And its proliferation everywhere. It is so... You want something even more bleak to comprehend? The fact that we are so fucking far behind in privacy rights, in likeness rights. There are virtually no safeguards in place to stop people from making AI porn of somebody. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody with any power to do anything about it gives a fuck. And it's something that so many other people just consume willy-nilly. Because they can. I am panicking and feeling like not existing, if you know what I mean. I am not in your Discord, but I would join if there's a support system. There is a support system. Reach out to me on Twitter, Morningstar. I think there's some legislation attempts in a few states way behind where we should be. Yeah. Yeah, it is, it's a nightmare. It, like, the idea, just anybody's going to have porn of them in the future, whether you like it or not. And, like, if you think shit's bad now with that, if you think stuff impersonating people is bad now with that, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, yeah, Spooky Pepper, it's still blocked to anybody but members, but I'll let, hit me up on Twitter, Morningstar Option 89. I will try to help you out. Banana Brains, YYZ, any legislation will come far too little and far too late, yeah. Yeah. And you better believe that there's going to be so many, I can't even begin to comprehend the horrible fucking things that people are going to do with underage content. It's, yeah, if you subscribe to the Patreon, you get access to the Discord. Misanthropic, this is going to ruin the porn artists and their hard work. Unironically, you're not fucking wrong. Like, you're not fucking wrong. Like, again, there was once a time where if you wanted furry porn commissioned of your OC, you had to pay good money to an artist. Now, you can just go to an AI image generator. Get 10,000 images. Burn down half of a rainforest in South America so you can whack off to your, like, weird foot fetish stuff. Yeah, it's already, Dark Excalibur, it's already hurting a lot of artists in TTRPG spaces and porn spaces. Dale Wilson, who's down bad enough to fap to AI porn? Dog. Rule 34 is full of that shit. Not that I would know. Ugh. Corona 975. I think there was already cases of underage deepfakes from kids at school. Yeah, because guess what? AI image generation doesn't have morals. It is a gun that's morality is decided by the person pulling the trigger. It's fucking Blake. AI porn will take over real porn. I mean, for some fucking dork-ass gooners, I'm sure it already has. All right, what else? Oh, yeah, there was one that I wanted to see, the new Ammon Animations video. Hey, look at that. Right at the top. Let's fucking go.
Better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout.
God, I fucking hate that dipshit. Dale Wilson, like the PCs that made it. Yeah, some of the stuff is ironically hard to clock.
I'm telling you why. Because the doc is coming to
Hi, Dr. Disrespect.
Who's that? How old are you guys? You guys the exact same age? Are you guys twins?
No.
Oh.
No, my brother's turning 13 and I'm 10. Bye.
Don't you leave without me.
Okay.
Just watch what I do. And watch how good looking
Okay.
I do it with.
Hold on, I'll be back.
Where are you going?
God, he's so fucking vile. Ugh. Oh yeah, no, he is this cringe like all the fucking time.
I'm not leaving. I'm just gonna sit in my chair. I'm just gonna focus, okay?
Okay, I mean, don't leave.
I'm not.
We went through a water slide of success, and all these little punk kids were at the bottom in the little kiddie pool, not knowing that a 6'8" oh my god, freak of nature is coming down the water slide at 95 miles per hour, butt naked, pulling Vaseline from head to tippy toe, ready to knock every single little kid out.
No, bad. Oh, the backyard, the backyard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, who's it?
I appreciate everyone watching today.
Who's it in the backyard? Who's going to be looking?
We'll get.
Really, like I said, we don't really know some of the.
Yeah,
We'll get through this, champions.
Damn, that actually... Ammon's getting good with some of the stuff. Holy shit. Yeah, this is all real...
Yeah, I know it's a tough...
because I don't know this one well.
Life's weird right now. We'll get through this, okay?
Yeah, no, that was... this was when he first got banned from Twitch. This was when he got banned. Ash Parth, thank you very much for rating with a party of 1. Yeah, I'm sure he's at fucking Rumble.
And,
Oh, yeah, no, Gem, about that. Gathering folk together to buy from artists out of people's homes like old school French salons might be the way to go for, like, everything. No, the things that you're going to want are going to be boutique. Like, if there is one upside to this fucking nightmare, it's that humans don't just like the same shit over and over and over. Like, we've already kind of started to see it. Like, they're going to be the Silicon Valley tech bro dipshits who are going to be like, oh, yeah, no, I can make a fucking Pixar animated movie without lifting a finger. Look at the magic of AI. But nothing AI is ever going to make is going to relate to another human's experience. in the same way that somebody has spent hours, days, years pouring their heart and soul into can. The same, at the beginning of the stream, we talked about how some art doesn't hit some people the same way. Different art doesn't have to be for everybody. All art doesn't have to be for all people. So the idea that like the entire world is just like, I understand it is bleak to think about, but the idea that the entire world is going to fall into this slot pit of AI art is just not realistic. Because there are always going to be people who want to pay more, who unfortunately, and we'll see how that's able to go, but who want to pay for an experience that other people can't have. The downside is the eventuality that like most art could just become fucking like upper tier, upper crust bullshit again. As we move back to basically a feudal society, who fucking knows? But I think you have to keep seeking out the things that you want to see in the world. You have to keep seeking out the art that speaks to you and keep fucking spurning AI bullshit. Yeah, NSage on YouTube. If you're an artist, connect with your community, go to zine fairs, stuff like that. That's always where the real art will be. Fucking men.
Hey, Christopher.
Fuck. Doc's always been in my corner for a long time now. You guys know him and I go way back. It's unfortunate what's happened in the bigger business and the fact that we still don't know what the fuck happened or is happening. You know, and I fucking hate that I hate that I can't play with him. I've always hated that.
And you think I'm gonna stop right there? Woo! You think that's the end of the line? Easy! You think we're done?
Third try, and Baby Sassman brought me a little cupcake as a celebration.
Then we put the locks on the arena.
I'm gonna eat my cupcake and I'm gonna celebrate. Nothing you're gonna do about it.
We're just getting started.
I want to go on record to say that I've always fucking hated this motherfucker. I like vibes alone, fuck this bitch. Like no other reason needed. Fuck this motherfucker. Like look at this man. Seriously? Ammon Animation's malformation aside, the man... Video volume's a little too loud? Okay. I think some of it's motion captured. Yeah, I think they use some either a motion capture studio or like assets. He is so like everybody is always kind of excused like, oh, it's part of his persona. He's like doing like an action movie tough guy, macho guy persona. It fucking sucks, dude. It's one of these weird, like, it's a Mandela effect for the caricature he's going for, because like there was never a John McClane or a Rambo who acted like this big of a dickhead. Like even the pompous dickheads like Ash Williams were not this much of a prick. So like I've never found that excuse to hold any water. He's always just been like an unlikable, ugly asshat. Like he's always had a dumbass mustache. His whole shtick just like, you look fucking dumb, bro. That's just me.
The name is Dr. Disrespect.
I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little fatigued. Feeling a little burnt out. I've always kind of hinted like it'd be nice to get off and just completely separate, right? Go live in Costa Rica or something.
Wow, I have known Doc for a while now. We've played games for years. If what he is saying, that he was messaging a minor, and it would sometimes lead to teeter on inappropriate. I cannot support that.
Yo, checking in. I read through Doc's tweet. He basically confirms that, he was texting an underage girl, and it went weird sometimes.
He was a friend. People think that we're like best friends, like we're hanging out. I don't even know the guy outside of a wig. We took one picture together, and newsflash, he was in a wig.
Stupid fucking mistakes, man.
Fucking pussies. Fucking pussies. Everybody's ride or die until, yeah, I think that's Tim the Tap Man and fucking the other asshole, Nick, whoever the fuck. I think it's Nick. I don't know. They all fucking run together for me.
Think I'm gonna stop right there?
I guess since you all
You think that's the end of the line?
missed the point with my personal statement,
You think we're done?
maybe it's time to tell my side of the story. Cody Connors, you said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is?
Jesus Christ. Gee, when you have to, Nick Merckx, that's who it was. When you have to resort to legal definition, you've lost. You've lost. Like, sorry. Do you know what the legal definition of sexting a minor is? That's the thing you have an issue with? You've lost. You've lost. Arguably lost your fucking mind. Like, the idea that this man did not just fucking go underground and never come back up and live down there like the scum-sucking mole man he is, unconscionable to me. Never, I will never understand the unearned confidence of white men. Like, he's a pedophile. Like, the idea that anybody can try and play this off as anything else, he's admitted to messaging sexually a minor. A man who is, how fucking old is he? He's like in his 40s, right? "42. He shouldn't be, I would say, if he had a safe, working, like, he probably shouldn't be messaging anybody 10 years younger than him. At the fucking most. At the very far end of a, like, still gives me the ick, but, like, like, maybe somebody 20 years younger. 22. That's somebody who's been legal to drink for a year. They've had years of adulthood. They might be most of the way through college. They've had experience with life. I still think somebody who's 42 is being predatory and taking advantage, especially in a position like his, in dating somebody who's 22. But it's not under 18, is my point there. Like, there's I've talked about it before. I'm only 29. I have nothing to say to an 18-year-old. Somebody who's of legal age, nothing to say to them. Like, unless they want to come to me for advice on something, I can give them that advice and then go about my way. I don't have any experiences in common. Somebody who's 19, 20, 21. If you can't get a drink with me, I have nothing to say to you. I have no need to talk to you. Unless we are working in a, and like, as colleagues, nothing. Nah. But predatory motherfuckers like this, don't think about it that way. 17.
I do. And yeah, I use Twitch as Whispers But trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, James.
Oh yeah, no, it's all just a masterful gambit. They took the bait on me texting a minor. That definitely, I got them. You fucking moron. The top 10. What are you giving me, Misanthropic? Misanthropic. All right, we'll watch that after this.
I even used the word inappropriate, purposely. And look at how it's defined by everyone, Chance. Huh? People want to
Show the message. Release the messages. Show the messages.
What are we in second grade?
Hey guys, when's the last time you...
It's this cringe fucking thing that so many, like Elon Musk is doing this shit too, where they try and lean into this like supervillain thing. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be the bad guy everybody's making me out to be, and actually it's been a masterful plan all along, and I've tricked all of you rubes. And it's like, no, you're just like, you're making it fucking worse, you dork. LA fire has entered the Hollywood Hills. Holy shit. Jesus Christ.
Stop by the Champions Club locker room. Or the last time you put on a multi, and I mean multi-million-dollar smile in front of your clients and said, it was great working with you. Or the last time you put on that black on slate black blazer and the red bow tie. When's the last time you put on the fake Steven Seagal ponytail and stuck 2 fingers deep into the jar of Vaseline? Put on that goddamn red bow tie. Take that little jar of Vaseline, get your spider grip on it, take off the cover. 2 fingers in there, dip it in. Put it underneath your neck, all over your chest, your ass. I need you faster than anybody else out there. Remember, we're going down the water slide of success. And if there's a bunch of little kiddies at the bottom of it, they better get out of the way.
Oh, I wanted to see him transform into a spider. He was doing a spider thing. I wanted to see the transformation finish up. All right, let's watch this nightmare since you guys. Have a good night, Into the Abyss.
Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the greatest and most attractive characters ever thought up.
He can run at sound speed, take out enemies in a flash, and best of all, he's blue-colored and knows how to handle the females. Speaking of females, the Sonic universe might also be classified as hot chick heaven because there's such a mess of very beautiful and tough women that it'll make you love the franchise even more. And since Valentine's Day is around the corner, I've been inspired to make a top 10 list of the most beautiful female Sonic characters. Grab yourself a snack and a glass of orange juice and try not to reach through the screen because here we go! Number 10. Try this question on for size. Who chases and hugs Sonic all the time and wields a powerful hammer? Why, it's Amy Rose, of course. Though more of a cutie than a hottie, you can't deny the fact that she's still attractive. Two things that make her attractive are the fact that she wears a dress, and when have you ever seen 3 big, very smooth arcs of hair sticking out of a person's forehead? I haven't. So, once again, Amy Rose is lovely. That is, until she goes berserk and starts hitting stuff with her hammer. Who's that?
Motherfucker, it's called the Pico Pico hammer. Can't even get that shit right. Fake bullshit.
Number 9. It's this alien plant girl from a distant planet, Cosmo from Sonic X. She arrived on the character's planet to deliver a message saying that the galaxy was under attack by a force called the Metarex. She doesn't do much except tell people to stop fighting and focus on the real matter at hand. The real reason she lands at the number 9 spot is that she becomes Miles Tails Prower's sweetheart. Something Tails needed for all.
Why am I watching this? Misanthropic, does this have like real I guess, whatever. That's a Pokemon. That is a Pokemon.
Long while. Numero 8. Cream the Rabbit's mother, Vanilla. She's attractive and is the size of an average human mother. What really surprises me about her...
What? Size of an average human mother? What? This is culture. Yeah, this is kind of cringe. I'm not vibing with it. I'm not vibing with it. The goof is not. All right,
is that the leader of Team Chaotix, Vector the Crocodile, falls in love with her. Kinda silly, don't you think? She's another character that doesn't do much, but in a Season 3 episode of Sonic X, she helps Chris Thorndike get into space to fight the Metarex along with Sonic and friends. What number's next? 7, of course. Wave the Swallow from Sonic Riders. People always root for the good guys, but sometimes the bad guys steal the show. Her mechanical IQ is equal to Tails. She also happens to be the smartest member of the Babylon Rogues. I wonder why she isn't the leader. Like Jet the Hawk and Storm the Albatross, her specialty is riding the airboards called Extreme Gear. With 2 very long and smooth feathers extending from her head to her calves and droopy eyes, Wave will rock your socks. If only we could see her take wing. Numero 6.
I can't. But yeah. I'm good. I'm good. I'm out. I'm alright. Oh, now Ken Penders. Ken Penders is something we can talk about on stream. Ken Penders, that is a fucking gold mine. Oof. I finished the worst game of the year, and if you were calling Duskborn, goddamn, 600,000 views. Huh. All right, let me see. Who do we have? Oh, that's me. Oh, sick. Oh, Ken Penders. Honestly, we should watch something on Ken Penders at some point. But I think, all right, how are we feeling, chat? How are we feeling? A link between Sonic and autism explained. Yeah, let's go. What is my recommended feed? Dog, I don't even know. I don't even fucking know anymore. Yeah, let's go to, I think Riverboat Jack is starting soon. Multiple people think that, so yeah, let's just go. We're gonna go raid Jack. I have had a long ass day of recording, editing, recording, and I am ready to go to sleep. So everybody go say hi to Jack. Everybody go like, subscribe, send some nice vibes. Keep a tab on the channel because I will be putting out a video on Friday. I'm planning to, at least. And thanks to everybody who stuck around and helped donate and everything this video. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.